iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Time to get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Yes, I know it's baseball time, but the NFL draft was last night, so we got to cover the first round. This podcast will be about the winners and losers, and we'll go through the first round picks. What I want to start out with was this. People always ask, what's the difference between a high-stakes draft and a regular fantasy football draft? And I always answer that the following. High-stakes players take the player they need, regardless of the round. So if a high-stakes player thinks that T.J. Yeldon's a 6th-round pick and the ADP is the 8th round, doesn't matter to them. They'll take him in the 6th. Most drafts, well, he's not the ADP says 72 and this is pick 58. I can't take him. Yeah, that doesn't happen in high-stakes leagues. High-stakes players are willing to be wrong as they dare to be right. Because if T.J. Yeldon is good, boom, they hit and they win, right? So that's what makes a high-stake player. I thought last night's draft, for the very first time that I can remember in recent history, was a very high-stakes type of draft. And here's what I mean. I'll just give you a couple of picks, right in the first 7 picks. Corey Davis going to the Titans. Was Corey Davis the 5th best player in this draft? No, I don't think he was. Did the Titans have multiple other needs? Absolutely. But they really needed a wide receiver. They went out and got Corey Davis at 5. Should Corey Davis have been the 14th pick? Quite possibly. But the Titans needed what he offered, and they went and got him. That's what a high-stakes team does. How about Mike Williams? The Chargers, and I thought about this, I really did, I got to be honest with you. When I was doing my first round mock draft yesterday, I said to myself, the Chargers, man, Mike Williams makes so much sense here. To go with Keenan Allen Roto, who's never healthy, they need a wide receiver badly, it just makes so much sense. But I'm like, well, he should go 16, 17, so I'm not going to do that. I couldn't have been more wrong. That was my intuition was right. The Chargers needed a receiver. They saw Williams there. They didn't worry about, well, I think he's the 17th best guy. They said, we get Mike Williams here. That's a great pick. The team needs him. So what? Well, the value wasn't there on him. You know what? Sometimes you got to say value. I don't care. I need the player. So let's go through the first round. Let's see what we had. I am ecstatic that the Browns took Myles Garrett. I thought that was absolutely the right move. 100% the right move with Myles Garrett. Really was. Why? Because he's the best player in the draft. I didn't want to hear Mitch Trubisky. I didn't want to hear anybody else. Myles Garrett was the best player in this draft, the best impact player on a team that had 15 sacks last year. That's not even a sack a game. Do you know what you're going to win in the NFL with 1 sack a game? Nothing. Which is why they were 1-15 last year. Come on, easy one. So, good job by the Browns. Good job holding the fort. They'll get a quarterback day 2. The Bears made a very bold move. Very bold move. They traded up from 3 to 2 and gave up a lot of picks to get Mitch Trubisky. I don't know whether I agree with it, but I appreciate the boldness of the move. If you stayed at 3, you were worried that somebody was going to go and jump you and take Trubisky. So you might as well do it. Right? You might as well do it. I don't know whether that would have happened, but I think it was a good move by the Bears, who now they don't have Jay Cutler. Mike Glennon's a stopgap if I've ever seen one. He's a placeholder. So I'm not a big Trubisky fan, but I respect the move. Did they give up a lot? They gave up a whole lot, but they got the guy they wanted. Speaking of getting the guy they wanted, how about the 49ers who did nothing? They just moved up. They moved down one, picked up some picks, and got the same guy they would have taken at 2. I mean, this is a no-brainer for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan got the biggest gift of the century. So Solomon Thomas goes to the 49ers, and this is huge. They really need him, and they're going to take advantage of this guy. He's very versatile. He's very fast. He's an impact player. Really love this guy. Absolute terrific job by the 49ers. A draft so far. The Jacksonville Jaguars were up next, and I thought this was a very big moment in the draft. There were a lot of ways Jacksonville could have gone. I think they could have gone with Jonathan Allen. I think they could have gone with another guy on defense, whether it's Jamal Adams or whomever, maybe even. But they had to take a running back. Leonard Fournette, to me, may not be better than Christian McCaffrey. He may not be. But he's going to be Blake Bortles' best friend because Blake Bortles stinks. He stinks. This way, you commit to giving Leonard Fournette the ball 20 to 25 times a game, which means you don't have to throw as much with Blake Bortles. You don't. It changes your whole team's philosophy. Now, does it put a crimp in Allen Robinson? Severely. Not going to lie about that. It's a crimp. Allen Hurns? Sure, whatever. Allen Robinson, I don't even know if he's a first-round pick anymore. Leonard Fournette? Going to have the football. The problem is not a great offensive line. So I think Blake Bortles has one more year. They see what he can do. Does Fournette help him? If not, adios, we get somebody new. See you later. We talked about Corey Davis. I think he's going to be Marcus Mariota's best friend. This guy is a very good receiver. He's a clear number one receiver. Works very hard. Played at a smaller school, but doesn't matter to me. I know he has a case of the drops. Who doesn't? Michael Crabtree drops it all the time. Drops it all the time. I'm okay with Corey Davis. I think it was a really smart pick by the Titans, who I thought were going to go defense, but the truth is they needed a wide receiver. Jamal Adams goes to the Jets, and I mean, is this just not the best case scenario for the Jets? I mean, the Jets, remember when there was something where he went to visit them, and the Jets were like, why are you even here? We're not going to be able to take you. You're going to be long gone. Well, sometimes even the Jets can't screw it up. I mean, this guy is ready to go. He's going to be an impact player. New York Jet fans are going to love watching this guy hit. This guy hit against Leonard Fournette every day in practice. And by the way, how good is LSU? And how bad must Les Miles be that they don't win national championships with all this talent? Fournette and Adams, 2 of the top 5 players in football, and you can't win a national championship? Shame on you, Les. All right, we discussed Mike Williams at 7. Big fan of this. So Stevie Johnson, never healthy. Keenan Allen, never healthy. Mike Williams, big, tall, rangy receiver. Absolutely love it. Love it. But not as much as this next pick. I just adore Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to say this now. He's a running back 1 in a PPR league. That doesn't mean I'm taking him in the first round. But if I start out my draft receiver, you better believe I'm open to taking Christian McCaffrey in the 4th round. Very open to it. I think he's Danny Woodhead with way more running ability. So he can catch like Woodhead, but he can run like Fournette. I don't know why people didn't fall in love with this guy. I'm in love with Christian McCaffrey. He's fast, he's strong, he's smart. I just don't want to see him on special teams. How about that? Don't return a punt. I never want to see this guy return one punt. Not one punt. I want to see him being a dominant running back in the NFL. That's what I want. Now, the Bengals surprised me because last year they took Tyler Boyd. But they didn't have a real breakout speed receiver. I know they have A.J. Green, who's a great player. I thought they would have taken Jonathan Allen here. But I think this put the draft in like, whoa, John Ross going 9. I didn't see that. He's going to return the football. He's fast as all heck. He's going to be a gadget player. But I think what it does is it makes the Bengals less predictable because now they could take a couple of shots down the field to this guy and it might open the field more. Like he's their version of Taylor Gabriel. Taylor Gabriel's presence made Julio Jones Roto a better player. Don't kid yourself. He absolutely did. I think John Ross makes A.J. Green a better player. I love A.J. Green this year. All right. At 10, the Chiefs moved up. They couldn't wait anymore. Alex Smith, we know, is disgusting. And they went up and got Patrick Mahomes. Pat Mahomes' dad was a pitcher in baseball, if you remember. I like the move. I do. I like the move. Makes a lot of sense. They need a quarterback. They traded him up to do it. They made a big deal with the Bills. I have no problem with it. If they got their guy, so be it. The Saints sit there and take Marshawn Lattimore. Great value. Didn't I say, I said I had it out of order, but I knew Lattimore was going to go somewhere from 8 to 12. And I was right there once those two running backs went. Right? Because I thought the Jaguars were going to take McCaffrey. They took Fournette, and there you go. So I like Lattimore. Now, the Texans were like, hey, hold on. Trubisky's gone. Mahomes is gone. We can't get caught empty-handed. So, what do? They basically went out and traded up and got Deshaun Watson, who's a winner. He is a winner. You can teach a lot of things in the NFL. I always say this. You can't teach height. You're either tall or you're short. And you can't teach big game ability. You either are a choker or you're not. You're a pressure player or you're not. Deshaun Watson can play under pressure. I think it's going to take him a while, but I think he's going to be very successful in the NFL. And if I'm DeAndre Hopkins, I'm excited because I've got a guy who can move out of the pocket. I like it. Hassan Reddick goes to the Cardinals. Really like it. Love the value of Reddick. This guy can definitely get to the quarterback. Love it. Really do. Big fan of Reddick. Great fit for the Cardinals. Tennessee. Let's see. Who is this next pick? It was... I think it's the Eagles. Excuse me. The Eagles take Derek Barnett. And I like it. I think they need more defense. Need a guy to get to the quarterback. I like it. Good move. Works well. Next, really like this pick for the Colts. Malik Hooker, really good. Mike Adams went to Carolina. Hooker fills that void, fits that spot. It was an ideal fit. Love it. He's some people make comparisons to Ed Reed. I don't hate those comparisons. I like what I see here with Malik Hooker. Colt fans have to be excited. The Ravens get Marlon Humphrey. And by the way, I love that Make-A-Wish thing that they did with that kid. I just warmed my heart to see that. Hope you guys appreciated that as well. But Marlon Humphrey goes there. Really like what he does. Jimmy Smith is getting older. Brandon Carr is getting older. I love Marlon Humphrey. Give him a year or two. He'll be a very good player. I thought the Redskins had a steal. Jonathan Allen is a steal. Steal. Love it for the Redskins. He is a difference maker. He could have been a top 5 pick. He fell down. He was the Aaron Rodgers this year. We're like, why didn't he go? Why didn't he go? Why didn't he go? Really love him. Great pick by the Redskins. The Titans took Adoree Jackson because he had to have another cornerback. And this guy can also do well in the return game. So I like Adoree Jackson. I think that the Buccaneers are planning on taking him. They got sniped. I don't know whether the Buccaneers woke up this morning and said, let us take O.J. Howard. But when O.J. Howard's there, you take him. I mean, this guy can block, this guy can run, and you got to give Jameis Winston options. You've got Deshaun Jackson, you've got Mike Evans, you've got Cameron Brate, you've got O.J. Howard. You got a shot. This team is very close to being a playoff team. I like what's going on here in Tampa Bay. I'm glad I live close to the games. All right. Denver goes and gets Garrett Bowles from Utah. Not sure if I love him. I like him. I think I would have taken Cam Robinson there, but so be it. The next pick is Jared Davis. I told you this was a lock. He was going there. They loved him. The Lions wanted him. Boom. He's a guy that will be very successful in the NFL. University of Florida, always has guys who do well. Great pick by the Lions. Charles Harris goes to Miami, and I think he will be an impact player who can rush the passer. The Giants get Evan Engram. I'm just not sure they needed him. I mean, look, the Giants need a tight end. I get it. And I think he will be successful. But you have Beckham, you have Shepard, you have Marshall. You need an offensive line. Did I wake up and say I need Evan Engram? No, I like him, and I think it helps the same way, it helps A.J. Green with Ross there. It helps Beckham with that Engram there because it takes people away from Beckham. But I think the Giants need an offensive line. Gary and Conley goes to the Raiders. I like what happened here. I do. I like what happened here. I think this guy, look, I don't know what happened, but I assume I liked it that he passed the polygraph. I hope he's innocent. If he is, this guy was a top 10 player, and the Raiders stole him. The Browns took Jabril Peppers. Who knows what his spot is on defense, but Greg Williams is an outside-the-box defensive coordinator who will put Peppers in a spot to succeed, so I'm really a big fan of that. Like it, okay? The Falcons traded up to get to Karis McKinley. The dude brought a picture of his grandma up there. Come on. I love that. This guy's hungry. He's like, I'm from the hood. My grandma helped me get out. I love this woman. I'm doing whatever I can to be successful. I have no doubt this guy's going to rush the passer. Love it. The Bills moved down, right? Took Tre'Davious White. Like him, don't love him, but, there's no Stephon Gilmore. So I think Tre'Davious White fits. Where do you go? LSU, another good player from LSU. Dallas had to be excited to have Taco Charlton in there. This guy gets right in there. Right in there. 6'6", 280. Dallas will use him right away. Big fan of this. The Browns go and make a trade, and they get David Njoku, who, look, this guy is a supreme athlete. Gary Barnidge didn't do anything. They don't really have a tight end. They have Corey Coleman. They lost Terrell Pryor. Njoku is really a good player. I love the upside here. I think the Browns had a very successful draft. Garrett, Peppers, Njoku. I like what's going on here. The Steelers take a very conservative guy in T.J. Watt. I like the move. It's a great play. Solid player. I have no problem with that. Reuben Foster goes to San Francisco. I love it. But the problem is he's not healthy, and they're talking about the fact he may need shoulder surgery. But this guy was a top 5 type of talent. So maybe it takes him a year. You've got Navarro Bowman. You got Solomon Thomas. You got the makings of a defense here. I like what happened there. Day 1 winner, San Francisco. And Ryan Ramczyk goes to the Saints. I have no problem with that. I think he's a good fit. Best tackle prospect in this class, and the Saints got him. So there you have it. Really fun first round. Looking forward to rounds 2 and 3. You want to get more analysis? Please check out scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO. That's ROTO. You pay for 1 month. We'll get you 2 more for free. And it's as simple as that. On Monday, when I return, I will do a podcast giving you the draft's winners and losers. We'll talk about late round value from guys. Look, this is the NFL draft. I love baseball. I promise you when we get back to baseball. But hey, we had to take a break for the draft because we love some football, baby. Great stuff. All right, guys, time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Wishing you all a great weekend. Back on Monday, reviewing the draft. Be well. Take care.